We are on the air. Yes, this is the tNb Gaming Podcast. Welcome back. Broadcasting here on YouTube on a Sunday night at 7 o'clock. Broadcasting now every other Sunday to give ourselves a little bit of a break and to try and find some interesting things to talk about. Thank you very much indeed for your company, as always. It's greatly appreciated, whether you're here in the live chat or whether you're watching us or listening to us outside of that. And nice to be back with you, broadcasting from the Gaming Pantry. This is the Retro Bear, joined remotely by two of my esteemed colleagues. And apologies this week from Gurnaldinho Plays, Rob, Retro Games Revive Sean, and Roller Call Eddie, who can't be with us tonight, but hopefully they'll be along again as soon as they can make themselves available for our upcoming episode. In the meantime, let me introduce who's with me tonight. He was on the last podcast. It's good to have him back again. It's Pete Fighter 2. Hello, Pete.
How do you do?
And how are you?
I'm not bad. How are you?
Yeah, it's been a fun evening so far, hasn't it?
It really has.
We haven't started yet, and we've already been going for about 20 minutes off mic, but yes, hopefully we've
yes, we have
warmed up nicely. Yeah. The other voice you can hear in the background is I can't usually introduce him like I do now because we've had an injunction from David Birdsall, so I can no longer introduce him as the sexiest man on YouTube because I've been told I can't do that anymore now. So in that case, here's Nath Retro 1.
We're fighting it.
We're fighting it. Yeah,
we're fighting it all the way.
I have the lawyers on, en masse working on that as we speak.
Dizzy Dave can't have all the names.
Well, we've got nicknames. Dizzy Dave.
Yeah, exactly. He can't have them all.
Yeah, he can't anymore now.
I just call him the legend.
Well, he is.
He
isn't he? Yeah. He is very much so, and we do like Dave. Well, I don't know. You've met him. You've met him.
Yeah.
He seems like a nice bloke to me. I don't know.
Yeah,
definitely
he's a top guy.
Yeah,
he's ruthless when it comes to YouTube in a month, though. Absolutely ruthless.
Is he?
So, yeah, on the smear campaign is next to Trump. It just looks like next level. Honestly.
If you don't know who we're talking about, by the way, don't worry yourself. It's not important. Sorry, Dave. Right, so yeah, if you're new to the podcast, you're wondering what the hell we're talking about. We get together every, couple of weeks. We talk about what games we've been playing and a couple of subjects that have sprung to mind. We've sort of had a bit of a pre-chat before, and we've got quite a few things to talk about. It is episode 22, and that means it is the Two Little Ducks episode. What do you mean by that, Retro Bear? Well, I will tell you about that a bit later on. In the meantime, let's go around the virtual table, and let's see what everybody's been playing. I'm going to start with Nath, because I usually start with Pete, so I'm going to start with Nath today. Nath, what have you been doing since we last spoke to you?
Well, I've been doing a little bit of gaming. Haven't been doing an awful lot, but I have been playing on the Saturn because I've been playing on that probably the most. One of the games that I have burnt a copy of, because I can't get a copy because it's Japanese, is a game called Mizubaku Daiboken. That's how you pronounce it.
What is that? What's the rough translation of that into English?
Liquid Kids.
Oh yeah,
Liquid Kids.
I know that one.
Yeah, and it's a Taito game. It's a really cute game. I think I recommended it to Pete actually when I saw it the other day. You are a little creature. It might be a bear. It might be a dog. I don't quite know.
Yeah.
But whatever it is, it throws.
It
might be a tiny raccoon, but
it could be a duck.
Finish your drinks.
It could be a duck, yeah.
It's on the back of a duck, I think.
Yeah.
On the cover. But in a typical kind of Taito fashion, it is very much kind of like Bubble or Rainbow Island, but instead of firing bubbles or rainbows, you're throwing little orbs of water, and you throw them at enemies, which kind of stuns them, and then you kind of whack them into each other. And you have various kind of enemies to get. There is an underwater level, which I haven't quite got past. And there's kind of propeller things. So you'll throw the ball of water on to send it one way, and then you jump on and it will kind of propel you forward. But that's quite a cool little game. I've really enjoyed that one. It's a very much a Taito game, so very much in the kind of vein of Bubble Bob and things like that. So I recommend if you have the means to pick one up and have a go.
Of course, one you missed all that one was a New Zealand story, of course.
Yeah.
That was a Taito game, wasn't it? Yeah.
When you were recommending it to me the other day, and you mentioned the name, and I was never heard of it. If you'd have said Liquid Kids, I'd have known exactly what you were talking about.
Well, I didn't, because
Oh.
you should know.
No,
I just
you can't argue with that.
Well,
Yeah,
I said to you about it. You said it sounds rubbish, so I was like, all right.
Yeah, it's
I don't
to
even
be
like
honest,
those games.
I've never really been into like that series, the Rainbow Island and all that kind of thing. It's just never interested me.
Really? Oh.
Yeah.
They're such fun, though.
They are good series of games.
I don't know. I'm not a cutesy platformer kind of guy unless it grabs me, and then I do like them. But on the whole, they don't do much for me.
Oh well, give it a go. You might spend like a little half hour on it and get some fun out of it. But I got that and I really enjoyed it. I've also been playing a bit of Street Fighter on the Saturn, Street Fighter 2, and I've managed to complete it. Shock horror. I think it's purely by chance and pure luck more than anything else, but I did get really good at it, and then the next day I played it and I was absolutely rubbish again, so I slept on that and it got terrible. But I managed to beat Vega by some pure miracle, and then everyone after that just seemed to fall at my feet in despair. So
was there a great sense of achievement when you managed to complete it?
Oh, there was an amazing sense of achievement, because when I first got it, there's it's not the Street Fighter 2 original, it's got extra characters in, so I think it's a turbo edition effectively, and it's got a player called Tomahawk from Mexico. Dear God, I hate that guy. He just does kind of a jumping, flying headbutt at you, and I was like, I have no idea how to counter it, and I just kind of had to figure it out, that you jump and kick him in the face. So it works for a lot of people, but it worked exceptionally well for him, or a backwards heavy kick kicks him in the face when you're coming at him. So yeah, that's
you're
how
playing
you
the Japanese version, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm playing the Japanese one. That's
Vega's Balrog and Balrog's Bison and Bison's Vega.
Yeah, just to kind of confuse everything. Yeah. They're all messed up. But
I'm mostly confused. Well, why would they do that?
They Balrog was the boxer, and in Japan they called him M. Bison because it was Mike Bison, which was like Mike Tyson.
Mike Bison.
Yeah. And that's why
is that the best they could come up with?
Yeah, but
it's like out punch.
Yeah, they called Vega Balrog, and M. Bison was called Vega, but they realised that Vega's supposed to be from Spain, so it made more sense for him to be called Vega, being a Spanish name, and just kind of rotated the three names around. So
this sounds ridiculously complicated and completely unnecessary. But
for clarity, on the one that caused me the most grief, it was the little one who jumps around with forks in his hands, who makes a ridiculous cries and jumps off the ceiling. He was a little French Connection UK. Yes, I finally beat that guy. Yeah, see, I didn't swear. I'm on best behaviour today. Yeah. And what else have I played? So I'll put a video up about it, so I can talk about it now. But I got for my birthday, which was in July, I got a Neo Geo Arcade Stick Pro, and I took a great amount of joy in modding it, because it came with like 20 games, and I managed to mod it to have 150 Neo Geo, I think about 80 Capcom, a load of kind of standard arcade ones, including like Time Pilot and that, and yeah, there's just loads of brawlers and things on that. And I went to friends that played what have I played? Alien vs Predator, which is a side-scrolling beat-em-up by Capcom, which is absolutely fantastic, which apparently everyone's been playing for months and I had no idea about.
Not just months, years. It's my favourite arcade game of all time.
Yeah, I was going to say, was that the arcade game?
Yeah. And Pete said, I sat right next to you and played that when we went to Arcade Club, and I was like, I was too busy playing Cadillacs and Dinosaurs with
it was like literally the next machine across.
Dave in Junction Birdsall. But yeah, I really enjoyed that, and I managed to finish that off. Played some Metal Slug on there, actually, because there's an infinite lives like cheat on that. I managed to finish the game because you never would without it, to be honest. I think that's pretty much it, to be fair. I don't think I've played a vast amount of things. Oh no, I played a bit of Burning Rangers. There we go, because I wanted to get into some quality sake of goodness from the turn of the century.
Well, very popular game with Celtic. It's a very popular game with Celtic fans, though.
Is it?
I don't like football, and I got that.
Awkward.
yeah, crossing a lot of boundaries with that one. Just on the subject of that Neo Geo stick, were 20 games not enough for you? Why do you feel the need to mod it to get all those other ones on there?
20 games is never enough. They're 20 games, but they're 20 fighting games. A lot of my fighting games. And to be honest, I mean, like, I put a video out about it. I wanted to try and have some kind of arcade setup for the cupboard, and you can mod it to play not just Neo Geo games, but a load of other arcade games as well.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah.
Considering it's a cost of about a USB drive, which is about £4, it seemed like a bit of a no-brainer. To be fair, so either that or getting a Raspberry Pi and doing it that way, but it would be infinitely more fiddly and awkward.
Yeah, I mean that's the way it is, isn't it? I mean, sometimes you have to go down that route. Sometimes it's whatever's easiest, and I'm sure we get a fair bit of enjoyment out of that. Sounds like you certainly have anyway. So
it's been absolutely fantastic, to be honest. I really, really, really recommend it. But I've done a video on that, so people can watch that and then tell me it's a video that I've actually spent some time editing for once. We'll put a link. We'll put a link to your channel. Like I said, I'll put a link to Pete's channel if there's nothing on it. I do it every time he's on here.
I have actually. I've made my videos visible again now. So.
Have you? Oh, fantastic!
I'm not coming back. I'm just.
But you are back. Your videos are back.
Yeah, but I've still got the retired thing up there. And
the Pete 42 archive.
Yeah, that's
now available. Now available,
You're the blathers of YouTube.
Immediately, as soon as I re-enabled my videos, got a copyright claim.
Really?
On my last video, yeah.
Was it Birdsall?
No, my last video, when it was the comeback video, the last one before I left.
What?
I had the snippet from LL Cool J's they don't call it a comeback thing from Mama Said Knock You Out.
Oh yeah.
And I got a copyright claim from LL Cool J's people.
Wow.
And it's like it says this video is blocked in certain territories, so I went on it and clicked on it, and it's like the United Kingdom, yeah, that's fine. United States, yeah, that's fine. Loads of different countries, yeah, it's fine. It's blocked in Denmark.
Well, what can I say?
So whoever represents LL Cool J in Denmark.
Yes, Michael will be so disappointed.
I've got to say that they've got that territory thing much better than the governments of the United Kingdom sorting out who's being let in back from which country and who isn't at the moment. So they know exactly what they're doing. That's interesting. Why Denmark?
I don't know. I'm just assuming that the Denmark wing of the LL Cool J fan club is.
Has he got shares in Lurpak or something?
Maybe.
Yeah, very, very strange. Bacon, yeah, very, very strange. Pete, what games have you been up to playing then?
I've mostly been. I mentioned last week. Two weeks ago.
2 weeks ago now, yeah.
Yeah, I was playing Fable Anniversary on the Xbox One. Well, on the 360, but playing it through the Xbox One.
Yeah.
I finished that, and I went on to. I've been looking through Game Pass for stuff to play. And I tried downloading A Bard's Tale, and
the original or the remake?
No, the one from the original Xbox.
Yeah,
it's like a remastered version.
Yeah,
although the original is on there.
Oh right, okay.
There's like a trilogy of like the first three, but yeah, I tried downloading that, and it got to the title screen. It said press A to start, and nothing was happening. So
perhaps it was a puzzle.
Perhaps
you say press A would actually meant press something else, and
well, I tried pressing everything.
Press another button.
Another button.
But I don't like. I'm trying to like the Xbox One now, and I'm trying not to rag on it too much. But I've mostly been playing backwards compatible stuff on it, and like that was the third game that I'd tried. The first one was Bully Scholarship Edition years back, and it was borderline unplayable. The Xbox port's not very good anyway, but it was like they had like problems on top of that. Then I went on to Fable Anniversary, and that runs when you're in a built-up area. The frame rate stops basically; it goes down to about 2 or 3 frames a second, and it's awful.
Which one is that? Fable
Anniversary.
Really?
Yeah. 2 frames a second?
Yeah,
Consider-
honestly, it's
That's stationary, isn't it?
virtually.
Considering
It's,
that was on the original Xbox, does that mean the original Xbox is more powerful than the 360?
Well,
Ooh.
360. It's the 360 version played on the Xbox One. I think it's just the emulation that's bad.
Oh, yeah.
But
that's fair.
yeah, so it's like the first. There was that, and then not Baldur's Gate, A Bard's Tale, and it was like the first like three of the backwards compatibility games that I tried on the Xbox One have all run really terribly, and it wasn't selling me on it. But I've tried Fable 2 now.
Yeah.
I thought I'd just carry on with the Fable series, and Fable 2 runs a dream, and it's just it's been going really well. So I'm about sort of 20 hours into Fable 2. Always cited Fable 1 as like my favourite in the series, but this is the first time I've played them sort of back to back. And even though it's the remastered version of Fable, I actually can now concede that Fable 2 is a much better game.
I was going to ask you which one is your favourite,
Yeah.
because I was like, you've got to have a favourite in the Fable series, and I think that 2 kind of really hit its stride, and 3, it was all right.
I really enjoyed 3. I think at the time I liked 3 better than 2, but I'm really enjoying 2 this time.
I liked it till it corrupted the blooming file.
But I'm a bit of a voice actor nerd, and I've mentioned it before, I'm sure I have. But I forgot how good a cast is in Fable 2, a voice cast.
Yes, you mentioned that before, but yeah, go on.
Yeah,
Go on,
I'm always I'm always looking at who's in different stuff because I don't know why I'm really interested in it, but yeah, there's Ron Glass who was in Firefly and Agents
Ron
of
Glass.
Shield. Yeah. It's not a name that a lot of people know, but he's basically been in anything that Joss Whedon's done. I think he was in Firefly, he was in Agents of Shield. I think he was in Buffy.
Oh yeah.
Julia Sawala.
Oh yeah.
Stephen Fry.
Steve, he's in every single game, isn't he? I mean, I'm swear he's a guy who shouts "fight" in Street Fighter 2.
There's Zoe Wanamaker. This is like a really good British voice cast. Dave Lamb, who was known as the narrator on Come Down With Me.
Oh yes, I know. Yeah,
it's Larry Lamb in it.
No, Larry Lamb was a cricket player, was he?
No, that was Alan Lamb.
Right. Okay. But yeah,
no, Larry Lamb's in Soap.
Unfortunately,
Gavin and Stacey, yeah.
Well,
and he was in EastEnders, wasn't he? Yeah.
Gavin and Stacey actually is a good little segue because James Corden's also in Fable 2.
That's a reason not to buy it.
Yeah, exactly. It's a really good cast apart from James Corden.
Does he play a really unlikable character?
He plays a guy who's at the start of the game he's shouting to a woman on a balcony about how much he loves her, and you can either break them up or get them to run away together.
So he's typecast then, yeah.
Yeah.
Is Ellen DeGeneres in it then?
Over my head.
James
Sean
Corden
Pertwee.
sorry.
Sean Pertwee's in it.
Who? Sorry.
Sean Pertwee.
Oh yes, played Alfred in
Gotham.
Gotham, yeah.
Yeah, and I'm just looking through it now, and I recognise Sarah Hadland. She was in like Peep Show and IT Crowd and stuff, but it's just like a really cool British cast, and I don't know, I just always find that kind of thing interesting.
Yeah, it's kind of set in a Victorian time. I was going to say, sorry, Ben. Isn't it? As a game, so that's really cool. I really enjoy that kind of part of it. It's just the whole kind of Victorian and
I love the opening when it's all snowy and stuff.
Yeah,
and that was Fable 2.
Fable 2. Yeah,
I'm intrigued now. So I'm just
also,
thinking,
it wasn't in that list, but I'm sure Simon Pegg's in it as well.
he's in everything as well.
And
he's in the Winchester.
Oh, very good. Very good.
That's mostly what I've been playing this time. I don't know if I mentioned it before, but I'm on a mission to go through my Pandora's box and sort of.
Is that a euphemism, or are we just? You were waiting for that, weren't you?
No, actually, that occurred to me. I'm off the mark tonight. But yeah, I've been trying because it promises 3,188 games, and a lot of them are duplicates, like different localizations of different games. So I've been on a mission to like go through every one of them, write down like basically a true list of what games are on it, and kind of you can't delete them, but you can hide them from the list. So like hide all the duplicates and stuff. And yeah, I've got into like the seedy underbelly of the arcade games now, where like the kind of, I believe the kids call it hentai.
where the sordid games lie.
Where the sordid games are, yeah. And
Games of
yeah.
dubious content. Yes.
There's one called Pairs, and it's like basically just a matching pairs game, but if you match the two pictures of the women, then they take the clothes off. There was one called Peekaboo, which I believe was like an Arkanoid clone.
How long did you spend playing these games before you hid them?
Yeah, when you see stuff like Peekaboo, you have to try it, don't you? But the best one was
a pornographic Arkanoid clone.
Yeah, after you break all the blocks, they take the clothes off.
Be a theme going on. Once
Just
you've done
like
this, they
real
take
life.
their clothes off. Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, the best one was a game called Pocket Gal, which it's a pool game, and to keep a theme going, when you pot all the balls, the women take the clothes off. But I was playing it, and I was thinking, because I'm a really big fan of. You ever play Super Side Pocket or just Side Pocket?
Nope.
I've heard of it, but never played it.
Yeah, it's a pool game on the SNES, and I don't really like pool, but I do love that game. And yeah, I was playing it, and I was thinking, this is just like Side Pocket. It's like exactly the same.
Except take the clothes off.
Take the clothes off.
Yeah, and I checked, and it is actually made by Data East, who made Side Pocket. So it's like they literally just reskinned the game to have nudity in it.
Or unskinned it.
Yeah. or vice versa. They might have taken the nudity out for the Nintendo market, but I don't know. But I just,
Possible, yeah.
Yeah, it's just why were they like really that desperate to sell it to like Japanese men that they decided to put?
Yes.
Well, there's Pocket Gal, which is like anime style visuals, and then Pocket Gal Deluxe, which is like more realistic 16-bit interpretations of women. But yeah, it's like playing Pocket Gal. It was like, this is similar to Side Pocket. Well, it's like strikingly similar. You go onto Pocket Gal Deluxe, and it's exactly the same as Side Pocket.
That they put their clothes on.
Well, in Side Pocket, there's women you have to impress by clearing the ball, like clearing the table.
Well, that's not like real life at all, is it? No woman has ever been impressed by somebody clearing a pool table. Guaranteed.
It's in video games, isn't it? But yeah.
When I've played pool in pubs, nobody is kind of stripped off when I got to the end. They'd be like, "That's a brilliant game." Yeah. Women just running around naked. It's like,
on Side Pocket, they're just like, yeah, good one. On Side Pocket, though, they're just like, yeah, congratulations, you cleared the table. I'm impressed, but there are still women there. But it's just, I just don't know. I found it baffling. But yeah, I'm 2,500 games into my Pandora's box now.
You've made a note of each one of those so far.
Yeah, I think I've tried 2,500 games, and there's about 1,200 maybe that are unique.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
That is impressive.
Just to go, that great patience to go through all that and sort all that out.
When I get into something like that, I do kind of say. I mean, I spent all day doing it on
just on Side Pocket.
Yeah, just playing Pocket Gal.
Got distracted. Yeah.
Just in like 10-minute bursts.
What are you doing? Nothing.
But yeah, there's like, I mean, some games they are like unique to the system, but then there's stuff like, I think it's like King of Fighters 97. There's about 15 versions of that.
Blimey.
Yeah, but
almost one for every month of the year.
Yeah, maybe. But no, I just found it weird that just this little pocket of porn games.
I was going to say, if Pete's wife's listening and he's placing an order for a pool table, I'd sort of watch out if I.
Most interesting thing I've had at the pool table is a girl probably putting 50p next to it. Can I play next? It's like, oh, go on then.
You were lucky the 50p was still there afterwards. We put money on the side of this pool table, it'd disappear where we were.
Yeah.
Stupidest thing I've ever seen.
That 50p, well, I mean, that 50p would get Russell 5 games, wouldn't it?
10.
10, yeah.
5. Gosh, what do you think? I'm a spendthrift.
Show me the buckets.
Yeah. Bargain bucket. That's on film now, apparently, as well. But more on that story another time. I'll talk about that. So is that what you've been up to then, Peter? Are we...
Yeah, pretty much just Fable 2. It's I will probably move on to Fable 3 afterwards, but I've got a lot of new release games coming out over the next couple of weeks, so I'm going to be skinting myself.
Mm.
I know, I feel kind of weird. I always talk about new games. I think I was in one of Dangster's chats once, and somebody mentioned like about YouTuber of the month, like people who talk about modern games shouldn't be included because we're the retro game community. And I was thinking, are we the retro game community?
Well, you're talking to two people with the word retro in their title for the channel, so I mean, you're probably preaching to the wrong choir here. But no, I you know what? You've got to have a balance. Someone's got to play the modern games, haven't they?
Yeah.
And, you like the old games as well because you grew up playing games.
Oh yeah.
Nath plays modern games, don't you, Nath?
I played Switch.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I play Switch and PlayStation 4.
You play Switch?
Yes, I do play the Switch.
You own a Switch?
Yeah, I own a Switch. I move it around to stop it.
Does it make a smell of burning dust when you turn it on? Like the radiators?
No, it doesn't.
He doesn't know. He's never turned it on.
It's still in the box. No,
it's just that in my living room I have my new consoles, and in my loft I have my old ones, and I play a lot of the new consoles because they're in the living room. So, I've got. I think there's Avengers and your favorite game, Tony Hawk. I think that's out tomorrow.
Oh God.
And then there's, I think it's the remake of Kingdoms of Amalur next week, which is a really good kind of. It's very close to Fable. Actually, it's really good.
Never heard of that one.
Second that.
No, that's the problem with it. It came out on the PS3, and it was like, I think it was is it BioWare who made it, and it was just after like they got bought out by EA, and EA were basically like, if this game makes no money, then we're just going to get rid of the series, basically.
What was it called again?
Kingdoms of Amalur Reckoning. And it's a really good RPG.
Did you have packs in it?
Did I have what?
Packs. It's by EA. It's got to have packs.
I don't think so, actually.
Really? No DLC?
Surely not.
No, there was probably DLC, yeah, but there were no like microtransactions or anything.
Crikey.
But
Trick.
It didn't do very well, so it got forgotten about, and then all of a sudden they announced they were remaking it, or like remastering it or something. So I'm looking forward to playing that. And then I found out the other night that they're remaking the first Mafia game as well. And that's out.
Why? Why would you?
I don't know. I love Mafia 2 and 3, but I couldn't get on with Mafia 1. So that's out on the 25th, and I've ordered that as well. So I'm going to be skint.
I don't know. They're remastering too many sort of modern games. When was Mafia? Was that sort of?
That was like the PS2.
PS2 Xbox, wasn't it? I think.
Yeah. And I really don't like it.
Falling over. Hang on.
2002.
2002.
Yeah.
Jeez.
I really didn't like it when I played it because it was like, you played it on a machine that could do Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, but it felt more like sort of Driver on the PS1. Like the draw distance was really, really short and stuff like that. So I never actually really played much of the first one. So I'm looking forward to playing a remade one.
I don't think I played the first one. It actually looks like very much like Grand Theft Auto, but in kind of 1930s. So
yeah, that's basically what it is. But the second one, Mafia 2, is fantastic if you ever get a chance to play it. It's like, apart from Grand Theft Auto, it's the best, in my opinion, of like that kind of genre game.
I think it's quite funny on my shelf. I've actually got Mafia for the PlayStation 2 next to Made Man. It's also a Mafia game.
Yeah.
Right next to it, yeah. And it's
thought it was a room cleaning game for a minute. Turn over the bed.
Yeah, you expect that to be like a film, one of the Rock's earlier films, wouldn't you? Like the Tooth Fairy.
Yeah, shoot all the gangsters and the women take their clothes off. It's great, yeah. Right, okay. That's so there's some more modern games coming in, MP. That's good to hear.
Yeah. I say that, but like 3 of them are remakes. So.
Yeah, that's a strange one. Why on earth a game which is sort of less than 20 years old is being remade?
Yeah.
I don't know.
At least it's being properly remade though, and not just remastered. Because
GTA
I don't know.
5.
I always feel, yeah, GTA 5. But I always feel a bit shortchanged, when they do that. It's like the guys. I mean, they're remaking Crash Bandicoot. No, actually, no, they're doing Crash Bandicoot 4, aren't they?
Yeah.
But the Crash Bandicoot remakes were because they were properly remade. It felt more like you were getting something new. Whereas the Mario one that's coming out that we mentioned earlier, I'm to believe that they're just upscaled.
Well, we didn't mention it earlier.
Yeah.
Well, we mentioned it before we came on air, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll touch on that one in a short second.
Yeah.
So I haven't got an awful lot to add to what I've been playing this week anyway. So we'll get that. Thanks for bringing us up to date with those anyway, Pete. And good to hear you enjoying Fable 2. And I think I mentioned it last week. I've got a week off next week. It might be a good idea to possibly have a dig that out and see how we get on. Just to hear James Corden.
He's only in it at the start, so you just have to play it for 10 minutes.
That suits me. It'll be an episode of Barely Played. There we go. So what have I been playing this week? I hear nobody asking. Right, well, actually very, very little. I've said at the time. Sega Rally, which I'm seems to be permanently stuck in my Xbox 360. Not because the tray is broken. I just keep picking it up for some reason. I can't put it down. I'd like to think I'm getting better at it, but I'm not. But this is the game I think probably about 6-8 weeks ago I sort of said on good. Honestly, it's grown on me, and it's just one of those games I quite enjoy. It's also increased my gamer score now to nearly 500. Was on 60 odd something not so long ago. I think Rob said that if I was getting gamer score points off Sega Rally, I wasn't doing too badly. So hopefully that'll carry on. The other thing I've been playing this week, 2 games. One is I've been playing the DS this week, which I've not had that out before. And I've been playing Mario Kart DS.
Quality.
Really good version.
Because I appear to on a bit of a Mario Kart kick at the moment.
That was one that I just couldn't find when I was looking to pick up that at Car Boots house. It just didn't turn up. The amount of empty boxes. It must be at home somewhere.
Well, I actually got it from Doncaster Gaming Market at the start of this year.
Jammy. Great game over there. Sorry.
Yeah, well, I mean, my version sadly is the German version, but it is in English. As all, you don't need not being English to play bloody Mario Kart. But I actually picked up in a bundle of sort of 10 games for I think it was £13.50.
Nice.
No, sorry, I get it wrong. Bundle of 6 games for £13.50. That was it, and there was that'll be on a future video. There's some good games in that as well. So, but that's what swung it for me, and I've been enjoying that. It's really good.
Is that part of the new age bear eBay buying?
Stopped. Yes, it's sort of started for a few weeks or so, and now we're not going to go anywhere near eBay because I do find these things. I do sort of think, I'll bid on them, and then I regret it afterwards. I've not regretted these though because I've got some really nice DS games out of it, and I can now sit down and play with those in an evening. That's good. And the other game I started playing on the DS was Duck Amuck. It'll lead us very nicely to a subject shortly, which is again just sort of people may or may not. There was a cartoon about 70 odd years ago called a Looney Tunes cartoon called Duck Amuck. Daffy Duck was being tormented by a hidden artist. I won't spoil it for you, even if it's a 70-year-old cartoon, but some people may not have seen it. And
Was
this
it
game,
Banksy?
He wasn't around there, was he?
I don't know.
Picasso, yeah, probably something like that. But yeah, it's the game is sort of based around the cartoon, and it's quite well done. I mean, given the fact that it's probably about 15 years old, this game. I think it sort of came across really well. It's sort of an interactive cartoon. You can sort of interact with the character and things you do on the screen, he'll sort of respond to that. And so if he's Daffy Duck standing there on his own, you poke him with the stylus, he'll sort of jump around and yeah, it's really good. If you like cartoons, it's fantastic. It's not a game that's going to hold your appeal for very long because I think it's about 25 mini games. They don't take an awful lot to get through. I wasn't playing it for very, very long, and then realised I've seen 25% of the game already. But yeah, it's not a bad little game. I picked it up for a couple of quid in CX. That's what it's worth. Don't pay any more than that. But that's about it, really. I've not had the time to play much this week, which is a bit of a shame because I've been playing quite a bit lately.
Have you not played Scooby-Doo RPG?
Ah,
Not
do you know,
RPG or
do
point
you know,
click.
do you know what? After that podcast we did a few weeks ago, I was determined to go and sort that out, and I haven't done it yet. I must be honest with you.
Oh,
Eddie asked me about that on Sunday. He said, "Have you played it yet?" I said, "No, I haven't played it yet."
I haven't either.
But hopefully, I've watched a few videos on it, and it just sort of amazed me how good that game actually was. Just watching a video, utterly determined that I may sort of sit down and play it again next week if I can. Right, so that's what we've been playing this week. Let's move on and very quickly talk about this Mario game, which Pete alluded to a short while ago, which has just been announced today, I think it was. Coming out for the Switch, Mario 3D All-Stars, which appears to be HD remasters of Super Mario 64, Super Mario Sunshine, which I find really interesting. That's on there, and also Super Mario Galaxy. Guys, what's your thoughts on that?
At first, I was sorry. Go ahead, Nath.
No, please.
Were you petrified? Sorry.
I was afraid I was petrified. I don't know the rest of the words. By my side. Yeah, at first I was really interested in this because I'd heard sort of rumours about it for like the last couple of months, and the rumours I'd heard was it was going to have Super Mario Galaxy 2 on it as well, and I think I would have definitely gone in if it did. But
yes,
I don't know.
I'm missing that one. If I thought yes, when I haven't got on that.
I've barely played to coin a phrase.
Well,
hey,
I've
copyright.
barely played Mario 64 because I just didn't like it. But I've never played Mario Sunshine. I've never played Mario Galaxy, and I feel like I ought to, despite my kind of animosity towards Mario.
Even I've played those games. Seriously, you're in trouble if I played them and you haven't.
But,
Do you not like 3D Mario, though, Pete? Don't you? Is it you?
I don't like Mario.
Oh, okay. just don't like Italian plumbers.
Yeah. I don't like Mario, but I have a lot of time for Sunshine, especially.
Yeah.
When I first played 64, I was like, "Wow, this is fantastic."
I was just like, "Wow, this is not as good as Croc."
Except on the Saturn.
Yeah, except on the Saturn. Yeah. At the time, I only had a PlayStation at the time, and I was like, "Well, Croc's better," and that just pissed a lot of people off.
I can understand. I can imagine people sitting there now going really annoyed at this, and we have literally a couple of messages about it possibly. Even Toby disagrees with me.
Yeah, Toby's just up in arms about this.
Yeah.
And he's like...
Toby's a Gex man. No, yeah, I just feel like I should play these games, but I had a look at Amazon and it's £50.
Yeah, I've just seen that. It is a bit steep, isn't it? I think.
Yeah, having just listed off that I've got 4 games out over the next couple of weeks, I can't justify it, especially when it's out in like 2 weeks.
But the thing is, as well, I mean, you say £50. I mean, that's fair enough. But I mean, Mario 64 on its own as a loose cartridge probably is going to be, I don't know, 10 to 15 quid. If you want a box one, it's going to be more than that. Sunshine, I think last time I saw it was about 30 quid.
Yeah.
And Galaxy is still probably around about the £10 mark. So even so, if you bought them...
Mario games don't lose the value. A lot of Nintendo first-party stuff doesn't lose its value at all.
Apart from Mario Strikers Charge Football on the Wii, which is for some reason that game is a Mario game, and it's just the cheapest game you can pick up with Mario on it.
It's it's just, I really wish Nintendo stuff would get cheap, but it never does. But apart from that, obviously. But it also means that I'll probably never pick this up because it's never going to get lower than 40 quid.
Yeah, because I mean, Odyssey is still heavily priced at the moment.
Yeah,
a cheap copy of that. I mean, when I heard about it, I was like you. I thought, I'm quite interested in that, and then I thought, well, I've got all 3 of those games. Then I saw the price tag as well. I thought, I don't think so. Somehow,
yeah.
I wasn't particularly interested in the All Stars compilation on the SNES, the anniversary edition that came out on the Wii. It's not something I want to sort of rush out and buy, and I certainly doesn't strike my interest. And I like, it's nice that they're doing something like this, and they've never sort of touched I know they've sort of redone Mario games, and they've sort of re-released the old titles, but they've actually done something like this, if I remember correctly. So it's a big step in the right direction, but I don't know, not for me.
It should have been. I mean, I know you said, like you said, Mario Sunshine's about £30, but this feels like it should have been a £30 game. Like this collection.
I think you're right. I think had it been a bit cheaper, I might have bought it as a curiosity and thought, well, that's probably like to, as you said, hold its value.
Yeah.
But I £50.
See, it's funny you say that actually, because the 25th edition of Mario All Stars, or 25th edition, came out on the Wii, and that came out in like a red box, and it had the game with all the All Stars and everything with improved graphics. I think it had a DVD with some stuff on. I think that was £25 on the Wii, so that was like a much kind of reduced version in price, and it had everything there. And to be honest, if you didn't pick it up for the Wii at the time, you're an absolute fool, because I think now you can only find ones with absolutely garbage boxes or missing half of it. And it's held its value. If not, it's probably more than what was paid for it. And to be honest, I mean, like, for this game, I actually would quite like to pick up a copy of it. Whether I'll pick it up straight away, I don't know. Like you guys say, it's kind of recycled games effectively. But I quite like the idea of being able to play them again. And it may be lazy to say that, oh, do I want to pull the N64 out and plug the cartridge in and put Mario 64 in, and if I want to play Sunshine, I have to get the GameCube out of mothballs and everything. But I don't know. Something about it says I quite like to have it. And when you consider these multi-packs, when they have like several games in it, probably is worth it if you don't own them to begin with, or to kind of introduce it to people who haven't played it before. Because like Mario Sunshine, that's probably like 2000 now. Is it 2000? No,
2002, I think, probably.
Yeah,
2002, 3.
Yeah, something like that. There'll be a lot of kids who haven't like played that.
Yeah, because they've heard it's rubbish. People keep saying it's a terrible game. No one wants to play
it. It was. It was a kind of a forerunner to, everything that was in Mario Galaxy, to be fair. You can kind of see how the timelines evolved with Mario Sunshine. I mean, they did something different. Nintendo always put their little kind of quirky thing on there with like Flood, which is the water-based backpack who talks to you, who can just like squirt stuff and act as like a hover device and what have you. I mean, to be honest, I thought the mechanics on it were really cool, and the graphics on it for the GameCube were really cool. Did I finish it? No. Did I get very fed up because I went into the levels I'd already completed to try and do the extra stages? Yes. The sandbird thing that was cycling around that tower, it must have taken me about 50 goes to actually complete that thing, but it was it was a really cool game for the time, and I think that it's very understated how good that was as a leap from like Mario 64 to that, and then on to like Mario Galaxy for the Wii. Like the graphic enhancement between those is awesome. And for somebody who is like a fan of Mario, or a kid who's never played those games before, that's quite a cool thing, to be fair. And I think it's going to appeal to those people who have nostalgia for it, isn't it? Let's face it, the majority of the people who are going to go out and buy that are the ones who said, oh, I played Mario back in the day. But if they get to play it with their kids and the kids get into playing it, it's not a bad thing. I kind of want it. I'm not going to lie. I have to find money from somewhere.
If the timing was better, I would have definitely gone in on it. It's just like it's come at a time when I've already got a lot more games that I want to play more.
I would have liked more notice. Yeah, absolutely.
If it had come out like even like a month ago, I'd have probably got it. But it's just, I mean, it's like I'm digging out stuff from Xbox Game Pass to try and play because I've got nothing else current to play. So I'd have been quite happy with that, but it's just coming out right in the middle of like a big sort of deluge of games that I really want to buy and play. So it's going to have to take a backseat. But because of like the nature of it, I won't go back and get it later.
See, that's the thing with their the little Game & Watch as well. That's coming out at an odd time, isn't it? That's coming out in like November, isn't it, or something like that?
What's this?
I think it said they're bringing out a Game & Watch to go with the 35th anniversary, and it's a full color Game & Watch which has the original Mario Brothers and the Lost Levels on it, it still has the kind of clock feature, and it has other features in it as well. But it's a full color Game and Watches and the Nintendo thing. I think is that coming out in October potentially or something, which is a very strange time to actually like release something. I thought save it for Christmas.
Save it for Christmas, yeah,
because everyone will want it then. 13th of November, a little bit early. I don't know. Put it on the Christmas list.
Sort of that, post Halloween bonfire night.
Yeah, it's certainly in that theme, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't know. It's a strange one. If you don't know what we talked about, this game's coming out in 2 weeks' time, 18th of September. I think it's released. You can buy it from all good shops called Nintendo or Amazon. And I think it's going to set you back
Woolworths.
It's going to set you back the best part of £50 by the sound of it.
$49.99 exactly.
Yeah, there we go.
The best part.
Cool, you're so dead on, Bear.
No one wants the other part of the £50 there, do they?
Bear,
No,
buy him like a case.
Case, yeah, a small room's worth. Yes, there we go. So that's that Mario All Stars on the Switch. 3D All Stars, 3 remastered games from Mario back catalogue, trying to force you to part with your money. I'm sure most people do, and as Nath said, he's really interested in it.
Yeah.
Me and Pete, not so much, but we'll see. I did hear something about that Game and Watch, but I must admit that one sort of passed me by as well. Pay much attention to it because it's bloody Mario Brothers again.
One thing that they have done as well is they've added the original Mario All Stars to the Switch online SNES games that you can play if you've got an online subscription, which I'm quite happy about because I do love Mario 2 actually.
I can play you on it, can't I? Can I play you across platform?
Possibly.
Yes.
I don't know. Oh yeah, because I pay for your online, don't I?
It sounds like a date.
Something like that. Me and Peter family,
yeah.
Don't you know?
Yeah, it's a tNb family.
tNb
That's
bros.
it. Yeah, I'll just try and work out.
Super tNb bros.
I'll just try and work out which one pots all the balls and which one takes the clothes off. But that's fine. Moving on from that one, we'll go back to what we were talking about at the very, very start. It's the Two Little Ducks episode. It's yeah.
Is anything picking? Alexa's just started playing music. Sorry.
Yeah, that's fine. We'll get a copyright strike. Turn it off.
So Pete's the one stripping then because they're playing the music.
Yeah, we're going to get banned in Denmark if you're not careful. Turn it off.
Hey, Pete.
He's on. Oh, he's
How
gone.
did that come back?
Yeah, I was just I was talking to you guys and I heard Alexa pipe up with something and I just ignored her and then it started playing music.
So needy.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's episode 22. So I said before we came on, it's a Two Little Ducks episode. Two Little Ducks 22 quack bingo and all that bobblers. And we were thinking, how many games were there? This isn't tonight's subject, by the way. We're just having a bit of a laugh with this one. Obviously, we begin to a bit more thought and just sort of seem to be coming up with something relating to the numbers in the title. How many games can we think of that have got the word duck in the title? Let's
Duck
go
in
around
the title or about ducks?
And about ducks.
What's the rules? We need rules.
Okay, well, don't ask for rules because that constricts us, doesn't it? Duck in the title, duck in the game.
All right.
Okay. Yeah, just throw them out there. I'll start with the obvious one, which comes to mind, which is Duck Hunt. That's a game about hunting ducks.
Who goes next?
Oh, just jump in.
This is why we need rules. We
don't need rules.
Lucky Dying Caper.
Those two on again.
Lucky Dying Caper. Donald Duck.
Donald Duck, the Lucky Dying Caper. Yeah, okay.
There's also Donald Duck's Quack Attack.
Donald Duck's Quack Shot.
Darkwing Duck for the NES. There we go.
Darkwing Duck, yeah.
You can tell I'm tired because I was just about to say Bucky O'Hare, and that's a rabbit.
Oh, but isn't there a
They're
duck
all
in
game.
that?
They're all game animals.
But isn't there a duck? There is a duck. Dead-Eye Duck, yeah.
With 4 arms, but I don't know if he's in the game or not.
It's a technicality. I'm in charge.
Pete,
But
DuckTales.
DuckTales.
Yeah,
DuckTales 2.
No, it was your turn.
Oh, you said it wouldn't matter. God, now he makes rules up.
No, I'm not making it. No. Well, you said, okay, Dynamite Ducks.
That's the one I was going to say.
There you go. Yeah.
I said that before we were recording. You can't steal mine.
I said DuckTales. So before we started recording.
Yeah, so Nath's stealing all of our ideas.
All right. Duck game. There you go.
Duck Game. Is there a game called Duck Game?
It's a game called Duck Game.
I'll have to get someone to adjudicate that.
There are no rules.
There are no rules. Yeah.
I'll Google it. Talk amongst yourselves. I'm googling.
Oh god, what was that game I was thinking of now?
Didn't you say like one with Daffy Duck on the DS?
Oh yeah, Duck 'em Up. Yeah, where did that come from?
Oh god, Duck Game. Duck Game is an action game developed by Landon Podbielski and published by Adult Swim Games. The game was released for the Ouya in 2014.
Does that count? Are we allowed to have that
yeah,
one?
it does.
Oh god! I can't mute your microphone from here. That's a problem.
It's on the Nintendo Switch.
Is it?
Yeah.
You'd know if you played it.
Oh yeah, mine's covered in dust at the moment. So
it looks. Wow. There's also a game. It's come up with like people also search for, and there's also a game called Ultimate Chicken Horse.
That's a bear game if ever I heard one.
Yeah.
Ultimate Chicken Horse.
it's combining three of my favourite things: chicken horses and the Ultimate Warrior. Great. I already these games existed. Daffy Duck Goes to Hollywood.
Surely not.
Yes.
Never played that one.
Yeah. I think that was on the Drive, Super Nintendo.
I played Seymour Goes to Hollywood on the Amiga, but
No ducks in that, I think.
no, it's a Dizzy clone.
Wasn't there a game where you got wasn't it?
Girls and Ghosts.
Girls and Ghosts. Yes. That's what I was thinking.
Is that a duck?
It's a chicken, isn't it?
It looks like a duck.
I
If
reckon
it looks
bears
like
just...
a duck and quacks like a duck.
Does it taste like chicken? I don't know.
Have you drawn a fowl? Hey.
Oh god.
Oh god.
Yeah. So last time we ever knew one, I tell you. You can have any games with Looney Tunes and Daffy Duck in there because you can mean all of them, isn't they?
The Animal Crossing series. There's plenty of ducks in those.
Yeah. Scraping. I can hear the barrel
Duck
bit.
PK. There you go.
Yes, I've got that. And Maui Mallard as well, because that was another one. That was Donald Duck game.
Who?
Maui Mallard. I think that's how you pronounce it.
Easy for you to
Is
say.
it Maui?
Maui.
I always thought it was Maui.
Maui.
A place in Hawaii, is it?
Yeah, I think that's what it's related to, wasn't it? So yeah.
Has
that
anyone said Duck Hunt?
Yes, I said it at the very start.
Literally
Oh, well, that's
first
all right.
one.
Yeah, obviously not listening.
Well, that's all right.
He doesn't listen. He
Just
makes his own rules
surrounded
up
by
as he
so
goes
many
along.
ducks.
Yeah.
Sitting ducks on the PS2. There you go.
Yeah, Sitting Ducks was a cartoon as well. That was.
Is it?
It was. It was a cartoon, children's TV cartoon years ago.
But that was a fun.
That's how I know it. Yeah.
Easy to just pick Disney games, but there's the Kingdom Hearts series. They've all got Donald Duck in them.
Was there a Donald Duck game on the Game Gear? Or was that the Lucky Dime Caper?
That's Lucky Don Caper.
No idea.
Was there that Daffy Duck where he's kind of in space with Marvin the Martian? Was that a game?
Duck Dodgers.
Yeah.
Oh god, what's the arcade game called? It's like Tetris, but it's got Marvin the Martian in, but it's just called something like Balls or Balls or something.
You just wanted to say balls, didn't you?
Never heard of that one.
It's not, the name's got nothing to do with Looney Tunes or anything, but it's like a Tetris kind of thing. But it's just got Duck Dodgers and Marvin the Martian stood on the side.
Oh right.
Again, it's from my deep dive on the Pandora's box. I've just come across that one. There was one of the Of Illusion games had Donald Duck in it.
Land of Illusion or World of Illusion?
World of Illusion. You want it where they got the magic capes, haven't they? Yeah.
Mm.
Great. I played that a few weeks ago. It's a great game.
Did Howard the Duck have a game?
It did on the Commodore 64. I know because I was going through my Commodore 64 games the other day and managed to find a copy of that in there as well.
Legendary. What about Cabela's Big Hunt? Surely there's a duck in there somewhere.
It's got to be ducks there
It's got
somewhere.
to be ducks. Yeah. Any hunting game.
Big Game Hunter and there's a duck in there.
I've still not played that, actually. I bought it on the Switch, didn't I, ages ago with a gun. And I've never
Oh,
actually
not
got
played
to
that
play it.
yet.
No.
Oh, God.
That's a gun for the Switch.
Yeah, it's like a big rifle thing, and you can cock it and everything.
There's a fishing rod attachment as well.
Get out of here.
Yeah, yeah, no, there is. There's a couple of them, I think, knocking around.
Need that in my life.
Would we say that would be enough duck games for now to sort of basically push that joke into the ground beyond all belief?
Yeah, possibly.
Yeah, is it time to move on to something slightly more interesting?
Maybe.
Sexy game characters.
Oh dear.
No, we were talking beforehand, and you can tell the sort of episode it's going to end up being. We were just talking about. We did a few podcasts ago. We were talking about games we stuck with on the desert island, which sort of have morphed into a slight offsite of my channel of doing a series of talking to other YouTubers and games about what sort of games I like to be stuck in a desert island with. It was mentioned beforehand that we should probably talk about, if we were stuck in a desert island, would there be a game character or characters we'd be happy to be stuck with? And seeing as you two came up with the idea,
we had a lot of beer and cheese at them.
Beer and cheese. Yeah, perhaps one of you would like to sort of kick us off.
Go on, Pete.
Well, my idea, the obvious choice would be Lara Croft.
Moving swiftly on. Yeah.
Well, like I said before,
everybody's going to give that answer. Yeah, everybody's going to give that answer.
That's because it's the.
I'm not sure about that.
Alexa's piping up again.
Alexa disagrees.
I don't know that one.
What?
You've never heard of Lara Croft?
Obviously not. I don't know. I think she's taking over.
I was going to say, yeah.
Alexa's a feminist.
It's been a while. It's because I'm not doing videos anymore, and she can't pipe up in the middle of those.
I tell you what, you could do. You could ask Alexa which video game character she'd like to take to a desert island.
Will you add Alexa's channel into the podcast?
Alexa, what video game character would you like to be stuck on a desert island with?
Sorry, I don't know that one.
Well, at least she's honest.
Yeah. She needs time to
yeah.
think. But yeah, Lara Croft. I mean, every man our age has fantasized about being stuck with Lara Croft somewhere. It's just a matter of fact.
Pretty big
Should be
confession.
more use in a tomb, surely.
Yeah, but she was stuck in an island on the 2013 Tomb Raider reboot, and she did all right there. But
well, she killed everybody and then left.
Yeah, exactly. So
spoilers.
As long as you're friends with her, as long as you're one of her friends, then you're fine. She'll get you off that island.
Some of them died.
Some of them did die, but that's only because the current Lara Croft is horrible.
As a person or the game?
Well, horrible in what way? Oh, right, okay.
The last.
He's gone rogue. They should call it Rogue Raider.
So you want the pointy boobs Lara Croft on the island with you?
I would actually technically really prefer sort of like the sort of Tomb Raider Legend to Underworld Lara Croft. The one voiced by Keely Hawes from Ashes to Ashes.
Ah, okay. I picked that. I shall pick that up the other day. Not Keely Hawes, the game. Yeah, I found I was amazed I hadn't actually got that game.
Which
one?
The
Legend for the Xbox, but I've got. I managed to pick it up for £1 in CEX.
Oh, I got a really nice version of that in the cardboard case not long ago.
Have you?
Yeah, and the PS2.
I had that a while back, but I traded it in because that's what I did back then.
I think. I've got some. I've got Legend in the cardboard case as well.
I missed a copy for £1 a few years ago. I decided against it and then regretted it. And I found one for £1 and I was very happy. Yeah,
I've got that game twice now.
It's a really good game, really underrated actually. But I love that kind of trilogy, Legend, Anniversary, and Underworld.
I didn't realise Keely Hawes did the voice on it until we were watching Pointless the other day, and they happened to mention that she was the voice of Lara Croft. So from 2006 onwards, I think it was.
Yeah, she's my definitive Lara, I think.
So 2006 Lara.
Yeah. So yeah, she'll. She'll get you off that island, won't she?
In one way or another, I expect.
Yeah. Not like in the last Tomb Raider game, I think was it Shadow of the Tomb Raider. She literally just blunders around, getting people killed for her own selfish needs, and it's just like, why is anybody their friend?
Well, I can think of two reasons.
Yeah,
God.
it's not usually you that lowers a tone, then.
No, but I'm in a funny mood tonight.
But yeah,
change.
so my obvious choice would be Lara Croft from 2006.
Nath?
It's a difficult one, isn't it? I mean, the obvious one is the raccoons, because
Well,
if you're gonna like build on it,
Depends
Pete's
if you want to go, if you want to leave.
Pete's all about getting off the island, really, isn't it? I'm like, well, I've got an island to myself. I could make do with it. So you know, you could have the raccoons to help you, like, you know, set up shops and like invite more people to live on the island, and just
Would they have a bit of trouble passing trade? I expect.
be like a drug baron, like Tropico. You could do it that way. You could have the lemmings, because they'd work quite hard.
I was going to
Just
pick
build
the
your stuff.
lemmings. I was.
You weren't?
Yeah, I was.
Oh. Well,
I'm
we can share them. There's enough. There's 100 of them. You can have 50 each.
That's
Okay.
true. That's true.
We can division of labour.
Yes. Enslave lemmings. Get to work.
Till they blow themselves up.
Yeah. They've had enough. We can't take it anymore.
But I don't know. You need kind of a bodyguard or something on an island. So I'll take, Donkey Kong, because you'd never be short on bananas, and he'd sort stuff out for you, wouldn't he? Yeah.
He'd sort stuff out for you.
Yeah.
There's any crocodiles or...
Is he a fixer
like
monkey or something like that?
It's a sound a bit shady, doesn't
Yeah. Yeah. He'll
it-
sort it out. Don't worry, Donkey Kong will sort it for you, mate.
Get
Yeah,
you whatever you need.
Just a bit hench,
Drugs,
isn't he?
fuckers,
Just a bit hench. If anyone starts kicking off, he'd like do him in.
with a barrel.
Yeah. He'd just chuck barrels at him. Yeah, exactly. If anyone comes to invade your island, like a crocodile, like K.
Or
Cruel or
an
something.
Italian plumber.
Yeah,
Yeah.
or an Italian plumber, he'd sort him out, wouldn't he?
As long as he doesn't try and kidnap you and take you up a tree or something like that, and get bored or something like that.
He'd take Birdsall now, because he's the sexiest man on YouTube, isn't he?
That's very true. That's very true. Well, seeing as you've picked my answer, I'm stuffed now, you swine.
I took 3, to be fair. I was a bit greedy, but Pete had Lara, who was technically enough for 3. So
we didn't limit it to anything else, did we?
There's technically been 3 Laras, so
yeah.
unless you count Angelina Jolie, and there's been 4.
I'd probably actually just sort of like I'm desperately trying to look around and try and find something that's giving me some inspiration. I would take the cast of the Sims 2 Castaway game. Because obviously they've got experience.
Unless you tell them what to do, they'll just stand and stare at a wall until they starve to death.
That's all right. That's fine. That's fine.
When they just talk gibberish and drink out of coconuts and dance.
Sounds like a good time to me. I've had worse nights out. I don't know about you. Been to worse parties and that. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, so that's the obvious one that springs to mind, and the lemmings, because as you said, they're completely resourceful. They'll be able to dig and sort of stand there with their arms out the side and stop people walk past in them. And
what you're looking for here is slavery.
It's a bit of a touchy subject at the moment, that, isn't it?
Really?
Well, yes.
They'd have a little lemming house to go in at the end of it.
Yeah, we'd look after them.
Yeah.
You know.
That's all they really want, isn't it?
Not
Just
really.
to get to the house.
Not really slavery, but subservient beings. You just want to be able to click on them and tell them what to do when they do it.
Well, if they wanted a coconut, I'd get them one.
Yeah, well, we'd do things like that, wouldn't we? We'd take care of them. Make sure that no one needs to call Amnesty International about it. They'd be looked after and well taken care of. And
they would not blow themselves up. They would not fall off a ledge because we'd be very careful with them.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm sure they've got their own union. So, yeah. We'll be absolutely fine, I would have thought.
Anybody remember Lomax the Lemming on the PS1?
No.
Lomax the Lemming. It was like I think it was either a 2D. I think it was 2D platformer, but you played as one of the lemmings, and he was called Lomax.
No, he's not coming.
There's a guy at work whose last name's Lomas, and I always call him Lomax, and no one knows why.
Is that one of those things where you sort of have a quick giggle around the corner when you say it?
Yeah.
Hi, Lomax.
Did you make him do meaningless tasks like bash his way through a wall? with his fists.
He probably could.
Or if he falls out, of a tree, like an umbrella miraculously appears in his hand and floats to the ground.
Everyone calls him Bombhead because he once smoked a full pack of cigarettes in one go, and it looks like his head was going to explode. So,
to leave him in the car park, just building a massive staircase to nowhere.
And then they'll fall off and float down with an umbrella.
Just standing, his arms going around digging a giant hole.
When it gets too busy, we just stand him at the door with his arms out, and people walk into them and turn the other way and go,
"Oh, hello, Max."
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, it's been a slow week, hasn't it?
Yeah. Say it's been a slow week. Today was my first shift of 9 in a row, so it's the start of a very slow week for me.
Oh well, it can only get better after tonight, anyway. That's for sure. Anyway.
Fingers crossed.
It is. So we've done ducks and we've done sort of game characters. Anybody else want to chuck a game character in or not before we?
I'm desperately trying to think of desert-themed games, of desert island-themed games.
Roadrunner. You could take Roadrunner and Wile E. Coyote with you, and you could just watch him trying to catch the Roadrunner for your amusement.
I just kind of hope he would catch it. I think Roadrunner's just living a charmed life, to be fair.
He wouldn't know what to do with it. He'd catch it and go, "What do I do now? My purpose in life is finished."
It's like Tom and Jerry, isn't it? He doesn't actually want to kill him. It's just for a bit of fun.
No, I think Roadrunner's living a charmed life. He trolling him the whole time. It's like me sticking his tongue out. It's like, you've got it coming, son. Honestly, you got it coming. One day.
The actual running speed of a coyote is faster than the running speed of a roadrunner in real life.
They really did the research on that one, didn't they? They really did.
It's something I saw on like Cracked or something on the internet. But
saw it on Crack.
There's a website called Cracked. Yeah, it just has stupid articles like that. But yeah, if Wile E. Coyote wanted to catch Roadrunner, he would have, because apparently they're faster.
Oh, he's just been wasting his time, hasn't he, ever since then?
Yeah,
he's an underachiever.
Yeah, he is, really. Someone needs to have a word with him.
It's just shilling for Acme, isn't he? He's got his advertising contracts and
it's endorsements,
stick to duck games, I think.
Yeah.
His Roadrunner's not a duck, is he? He's a Roadrunner.
No, stick to duck games.
Right? Yeah, it's good. Giant. I can't think of anything else to add on that one. Are we done then? Are we done?
I think so.
Yeah. In more ways than one.
Oh dear. Well, we've had a lot of fun with that, and hopefully listening to it as well. Yeah, a bit of a strange episode. We'll try harder next time.
No, we won't.
No, we won't. You should know by now. We're 22 episodes in. Yeah, next episode will be called 2 and 3 23. Just so we're aware on that one. We're keeping the bingo theme going. Obviously, there are some interesting numbers coming up. Thanks very much to Nath and Pete for spending some time today just talking rapper, basically. Thanks, guys. Really appreciate it.
No worries.
Anytime.
Nice to have you along again. I'd just like to formally apologise for tonight's events.
No, it's all right. Don't worry about it. More importantly, it's good you got your videos back on your channel, even if you're not going to be putting content on there. So
absolutely.
And I think for people who haven't seen Pete's channel before, go back and see some of the stuff he's done, and there will be a link below. Also, a link to Nath's channel as well. And I won't put a link to my channel because it'll be on my channel. So there we go. Right, I think we're done. Thank you very much indeed for listening. This is the Retro Bear saying toodaloo for now. We'll catch you again in a couple of weeks' time on the tNb Gaming Podcast. But until then, take care. Bye for now.
Bye.
Bye-bye.